Good afternoon. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I'm going to do a quick video here, take a quick look at the 7-day forecast that you will have already seen by the time this video comes out. But I'll take a quick look at it, and then I want to talk about a pattern driver for winter that's kind of stirring up a lot of debate on Twitter, and that's PNA, or Pacific North American Teleconnection. I'll explain what that is here in just a moment, and what effects it may or may not have on our winter weather pattern. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Again, we've picked up some much needed rain today. My forecast on Friday was for the county to pick up a widespread half inch to 1.5 inches of rain. And as of the time I'm doing this video, most of the rain is through, and pretty much the entire county has picked up anywhere between a half an inch and 1 inch of rain. So, we kind of are on the low end of that, but any rain we can get right now is much needed. Our next chance of rain is going to come Tuesday night into Wednesday. The timing of that is probably going to spare us from severe weather. However, we will keep an eye on it, because a change in dynamics, or even some in the nocturnal jet, low-level jet making its way farther north and northeast, could affect that. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll update on that tomorrow. But at this time, we don't expect severe weather Tuesday night into Wednesday, but we can't rule out still some really gusty winds with it. Um, the Wednesday high temperature is probably going to occur in the wee hours of Wednesday morning. Most of the day will probably be in the 40s, actually, as we fall toward the 20s at night, as has been the case here over the last few days, and will be the case over the next 7 to maybe 10 days. And we'll have a quick cool shot on Thursday, kind of start to recover Friday, be back to milder temperatures Saturday, and we'll just see these quick cool shots with fronts, and then we'll return to warmth again, probably until somewhere in the December 6th to 8th time frame. And after that, then I do expect us to flip to more of a colder, potentially more wintry pattern. So now the PNA, what we normally have, and I actually should have put these slides in a different order, but so we'll take a look at this is the European ensembles. It's the EPS, and it's the 500 millibar height anomalies for December 6th. And this kind of time frame has been stirring a lot of controversy, because what we're seeing is out here over the west, we've got this axis out here, which is a low pressure. And usually when we see low pressure over the western U.S., especially the southwestern U.S., that's a negative PNA, or Pacific North American teleconnection. That's the interaction of the jet stream, how it's coming onto the U.S. mainland from the Pacific Ocean. When we have a trough out west, a lot of times that means we have a ridge in the east, and that will mean it's going to be colder in the west, warmer in the east. That generally applies when we're under the influence of a single jet stream, whether it's the polar jet stream or the subtropical jet. In this case, we're going to have influences from both. So just to look at a negative PNA does not mean that the east is going to be warm, especially when we look up over Greenland, and there is what's forecast to be a record or near record strength Greenland block. And what that does is it stops the pattern up over the US and Canada, and kind of bottles things up, makes us more prone to be cold. In conjunction with that, we've got a ridge out here in the North Pacific just off the west coast. That also tends to dump cold air. As you can see the arrows coming down out of that region right here, that tends to dump cold air out of the polar regions and into the central and potentially eastern U.S. And we can kind of see that weakness that would come down through and allow cold air to begin to spill in. And that also then creates this, you can see this core of this low pressure sitting just off of the Hudson, We had that a lot in 2013, 14, especially as we got into 2014 to help constantly supply cold air for storms. That year we actually didn't even have a negative NAO or a Greenland block, and yet we still had a constant supply of cold air. So in this case, you can see the arrows that I had coming through. One is the lower set of arrows is the what would be the subtropical jet, and that's coming off of the negative PNA. And then you can see the northern arrows that are coming around the uh, Alaskan Ridge or the negative EPO or East Pacific Oscillation. I'll do a video. I've done a post before on what the oscillations are in the madcoweather.com. There's a blog post already existing, but my son actually suggested that I should do start doing little YouTube shorts explaining the weather, and so I may start doing that. Start doing just little YouTube shorts that'll explain each driver individually, and that way you can kind of, especially as we're getting into the winter and we're going to be talking about this stuff a lot more. At any rate, so what we can see here is we've got the influence of two jets, and kind of right here where we are is where they converge on each other, and then just to our east they begin to diverge. What that does is allows for low pressures to spin up. So the big question is, where does that track set up? How close do these two jets get to each other? The closer they get, the more likely a large winter storm is. The further apart they are, the less likely a large winter storm is. So the first test we're really going to get on this is going to come somewhere in that December 6th or 7th time frame. And the question becomes, will it be a snowstorm across central Indiana? Will it be, as I've kind of suspected in a video I did a couple of days ago, will it be more of a Chicago and northwestern Indiana type of snowstorm where we get rain and then the cold air comes in behind? That's what I suspect on the first one. There may be a second system that comes quickly behind it. And so we'll just have to see as that gets closer. It's too far out to know. But what I really wanted to talk about, though, is that all the argument on Twitter and all the debate on Twitter that this negative PNA automatically means that we're going to be warm and rainy, and it does not in this circumstance. Again, if all we had was that southern jet and it was dipping down that low, yeah, we've got an issue. But when we've got a cold air supply coming that close to it, it actually can be beneficial for the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes, and really kind of even the interior northeast into New England. Here's a slide I did a couple of years ago. I've shared this with you guys before in previous videos, previous winter forecasts. This is what we typically want to see for a good winter storm setup. We can see the ridge over the North Pacific, which we currently have. We can see the low over the Arctic, I mean over the Hudson Bay, which we currently have. We can see a southeast ridge, which will develop. But what we normally would have, what we'd want to see would be the positive PNA right here, the ridge over the west. This is what we do not have, or what we're not forecast to have anyway. It's still a couple of weeks out, so that could change. But this is usually like the perfect setup for snowstorms for us because we get the merging of those two jets way back in the northwest. They have time to really merge the cold air into a storm system. It kind of peaks out and makes its turn into North Texas and then begins a more hard northeast turn and begins to drop a heavy snow. That's what we normally need for a snowstorm, or what we normally want. And again, you can see where these merge way back in the northwest and become a single jet stream coming across. In that case, if this merge would happen and we had this high out here was a low, then that merge would happen out over the southwestern U.S. Then we're just going to bring a bunch of warm air with it. Again, that's not what we're looking at. This is more what we're looking at, where again we've got all the factors in place that we want, except we've got this low pressure sitting out here over the southwest and the jet stream kind of screaming out of the southwest. The question is, do they merge down here over Texas, or maybe open the Texas Panhandle, maybe back over Colorado or in Kansas, and then come east? or do they stay separated until they get out to the east of us, or maybe even never join? That's going to be the big question. But we can have a negative PNA and still get good snowstorms. Sometimes in the right setup, it can actually be very beneficial if you like snow because they tend to bring more moisture loaded storms. So again, I just wanted to take a look at this and kind of dispel the idea that having a negative PNA automatically means we're heading for another December torch. It does not in the setup that we've got coming. So with all that said, I'll cut this off right here. I just wanted to explain this to you. Again, I want to thank all our sponsors, all our supporters, and all of you who are watching this on the Madison County Weather Updates Facebook page. Please continue to interact with these pages and help, or with all these posts and help earn some money now through December 14th. We've already earned some, and that's click on the posts, like the posts, comment on the posts, even if it's just an emoji. You've been doing awesome so far. I very much appreciate it. And again, if you can support the page financially, direct financial support is the best. But if you can't do so, then you can help us earn some money over the next couple of weeks by interacting with these posts. And so, with all that said, this is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Thank you very much.